Hello, welcome. I'm Andrew Choi. This is my presentation for Complex 529 Assignment 3 for Paper 1. The paper going to introduce core survey of agent-based cloud computing application, which was written by Fernando, Sara, Pablo, Juan, and Javier Bajo. It was published in Future Generation Computer Systems in 2019. The paper first introduced the current cloud computing (CC) architecture proposed by NIST, National Institute of Standard and Technology. The multi-agent system (MAS), which aims to solve the sophisticated problem in the complex environment. The distributed systems are the backbone of MAS, providing the automatic decision making delivery with the characteristic of self-adaptation, dynamism, and proactivity. In the field of increasing of agent-based cloud computing or the agent-based service, for example, cloud search engine, cloud commerce, there is a lack of relevant analysts in the area. Thus, the paper survey in-depth research on prevalent research, leading them to create a new groups and develop a new taxonomy based on the newly created groups. The paper used the role in cloud architecture proposed by NIST. They developed the new taxonomy between CC and MAS, mapping with the roles with simplified the future study and formulated the future development in the field of MAS and CC. In the past research, there is a lack of in-depth study related to both agent-based cloud system and CC. The author noticed that the concept of agent-based cloud computing keep growing, and the agent-based cloud system will be more complicated and intelligent to achieve self-adaptation, automatic, and proactivity in decision making. At the time of the paper was released, the existing classification method was too simple with only two categories. Moreover, the latest research showed no tendency in MAS and CC about advantages and disadvantages. The paper introduced a new classification approach that contributes to the development and provides a macro view as a door in the future before diving into MAS and CC. There's a classification proposed by Italia in the paper of towards cloud intelligent service for cloud computing and a new discipline, agent-based cloud computing on the development of application on an agent basis for enhancing the service in using cloud computer resources. The classification proposed by Italia initialized the agent-based approach in cloud computing, cloud using agent and agent using clouds. Since then, there was only a few studies about the relationship, joint computation models, category mapping between CC and MAS based on NIST cloud architecture. Given that the theoretical difference of those terms, the difficulty of categorizing works is therefore increased. Nonetheless, most of the previous research are not explicitly on particular topic. The author referenced several papers that are related to persistent and computing service and platform hosting service for the MAS as a cloud consumer. The author studied the state-of-the-art research and took in-depth analysis. They concluded the MAS mainly used IaaS and PaaS on cloud computing and deliver MAS at the application layer. As such, the author creates the new taxonomy based on the analysis of the MAS and identify the role of MAS from its functionalities and similarities of the role in the NIST cloud. The roles are cloud consumer, cloud provider, cloud broker, and cloud auditor. The new classification enables the author to contemplate the issue from CC and MAS classification perspective. It derived the different roles of using various applications as cloud consumer, cloud broker, cloud provider, and cloud auditor. Based on the new classification, the author illustrates the MAS roles by application functions. For example, the application of MAS as a cloud provider, providing the trace of security and privacy with authentication and monitoring. The methodology can be classified into two parts. The first part is research analysts, which conduct research across public databases such as Alveus, Scopus, Scholar, as well as less known resources in website white paper. The second part is meta-analysis in MAS for analyzing the system similarity, strength, weaknesses, which helps in classification. The Thalia approach only proposed agent using cloud and cloud using agent, which identified the agent and cloud into two ways of communication, and were not considered the role of consumer or user from the cloud architecture. NIST reference architecture provides a neutral basis and is widely familiar with cloud technology. The new approach is a role-based taxonomy which taken into account the task of the application in agent-based cloud computing in the cloud computing environment. The new classification of the role strengthens the semantic connotation for existing and future study. With new classification, the relationship between MAS and cloud will be more standardized and clearer for future development. As we can see the usage under each classification, the application of MAS as cloud consumer mainly used in persistent and computation platform hosting service. In the cloud broker, is mainly used in search for provider negotiation of SLA agreements composition of service. The application of MAS as cloud provider mainly used in security and privacy related service, and the cloud auditor mainly used in detect violation in the SLA agreement and security detection. For the evaluation part, the evaluation process is not based on technical method or through experiment. Instead, the author consider the ontology of the application and consider the relationship of the trait of the MAS application and the role thoroughly. The author analyzed the scenario of MAS using the cloud as different role. When MAS assumed the role of cloud consumer, they concluded the CC provides scalability and computing efficiency environment. On the other hand, when MAS acts as intermediary, the MAS provides advanced computation ability by utilizing the heterogeneous system. They also summarize the benefits when MAS using the cloud provider, in which the system could be automatic, distributed decision process, and self-learning. The author also summarized 3 points about the advantages that combine using MAS and cloud computing. Firstly, Union MAS and CC provides the availability and the distributed computation advantages as no individual node or server is responsible for particular resource. Therefore, it shares the risk or solution at the architecture level. Secondly, the combination of CC and MAS provides several standard model and protocols related to the ownership concern. It isolates the environment and functionalities of MAS and cloud computing, helping to define the roles of MAS in using the resources. Finally, with unique traits of MAS at the high-level model, it could be complete abstract the roles, tasks, interaction, and services, etc. All communication will be achieved via the port individually. The paper was research based on enormous number of research papers for analysis and classification. It would be better if it provides a figure to conclude the resource they had reviewed and summarize them as a table for better understanding. It will provide quantifying information with a solid basis to convince the audience. But the quantifying statistic could lead another question about the necessity of MAS and CC on each row, which paragraph discuss the MAS as a cloud auditor. The information will provide a hint if it is worthwhile to develop related MAS in the cloud computing environment. This is my presentation for paper 1. Thank you.